You know, it is fun when you get to catch up with people who have new music out, like my friend Sara Evans. I am so excited. I can't wait to get my hands on this album. Tell us all about Copy That.
Well, Copy That is the first covers album that I've ever done. I've been waiting for this project my whole career, my whole life really, because I started out singing with my brothers in our family band. And so I grew up being a covers artist. You know what I mean? Every weekend singing in the bars and covering, Reba and Dolly and the Judds and Fleetwood Mac. And so we always do cover tunes in our live shows for the encore. And so I'm so excited to just have like this whole project, and people are going to be shocked at some of the songs.
That was the thing. So when I got this and I started listening to it, my heart exploded because these songs are the songs, like if I was in a karaoke bar and somebody said pick like a bunch, five of these songs would be my go-tos for sure. When you start off with If I Can't Have You, you've got Come On Eileen. Like, my mind is blown. And I love the fact that it is so fun to have all these different genres in there. I mean, you've got some disco, you've got pop, you've got country. What was it about these songs that hit to your heart and that made you want to cover them?
Well, some of them, like Hank Williams, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, just reminded me of my papa, because we would go to my granny and papa's house every weekend. I mean, I practically lived there. And so he had every live album from the Grand Ole Opry. Like, so the every volume that was available, he had it. So we would listen to all those older artists that were like way before my time, but I learned how to sing, that country way. So I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry was like a no-brainer. There's got to be a song like that on the album. And I thought that would be the one that I could wail on the most, because that is my wheelhouse, like singing that way. And then to have Old Crow Medicine Show come in, they just nailed it. Because I knew that that song needed to be like an event, not just, because it could end up being a little bit boring, if we just recorded it normal. So, and then I knew I had to have a Patsy Cline, because I was obsessed with Patsy Cline as a teenager. When the movie Sweet Dreams came out, I thought I was Patsy Cline. Like, I literally, and I've channeled Patsy so many times. And I think Patsy was in the studio with us, actually, when we recorded that. But just, like Come On Eileen or My Sharona, The Wallflowers, these were just songs that I love. And they all had to seem like a song that Sara Evans would sing, but at the same time surprise fans.
I love that. You got to tell me about Whenever I Call You Friend with Philip Sweet, because I love that song. I think it is one of those that people kind of forget about it, and then when they hear it again, they're like, oh, that takes me back. I remember my mom playing that. I was riding in the station wagon with her, of course in the front seat, no seatbelt, because that's how we did back then, right? But
right.
Like, I remember exactly where I was when that happened. So why was that song so special?
That is just one that I've always loved. I didn't really know much about it other than what you're saying. Like, it just reminded me of my childhood. But at the same time, it is such a badass song. So Kenny Loggins wrote it, he produced it, and I can't even describe to you how hard it was to remake that song. I named the album Copy That because we did copy the songs, and we wanted to put every little thing. So Jared Kay, my co-producer, and we spent hours in the studio building these vocal tracks and putting every single part on. So I would just be like dying of exhaustion in the singing booth, and he'd be like, there is one more part right here, and there's this, then there's this ooh, and then there's, so that I think is probably my favorite song on the record. I say that about every song though.
So how are you spending your time at home, and what are you doing to stay sane?
I'm really quite a homebody in anyway. So my friends were laughing the other day, like, this is probably heaven for you. But because I travel all the time. I mean, I'm always on the road. I'm always living out of a suitcase. I'm always on the bus. So I love to be home. However, it is getting to me a little bit now, because you know, I can't tell like I can't tell like what I used to be like and what life used to be like. Yeah.
Um, I have to talk more about what's coming up for you this year. I mean, this is one of those things people, when they're an artist, I don't know that all the fans understand, like, your year is planned out. Everything from,
Yes.
you knew this was going to be released, you knew that there was going to be a release week and that you were going to be talking about it. You have a book coming out in September as well. So, this being a super full year for you, are you extra grateful that you are getting a little time to kind of soak it in and sit in it a little bit before all of this really ramps up and we're back to normal?
Yes and no. I mean, I love to work, but I also there. I mean, I'll be honest. It's like we're having snow days, and so it's an excuse to not do anything. However, I know that I need to. I need to be working, and thank God for technology because I can promote the album. But no, it's a bummer at the same time because I would always be in New York or be in LA and doing television and press and you name it to launch an album, and we're not doing that. I'm just hoping that everybody, wants, and I do think that everybody is looking for something new to watch, something new to listen to, something new to read. So that's where you know, my work line of work is good because I can still give that to people without leaving the house.
You know what? This is just a good time right now. I'm so happy. And I will say this album coming in the middle of all this, coming out in May, it brings so much joy because listening to these songs, it does take you back to the first time that you heard them. And all of them really spark some type of emotion, mostly happy thoughts. And we all need that right now. So
Yeah.
kudos to
You
you.
know, kudos to you. Thank you. I think we're all in a reflective mode anyway. And so to hear a covers song and go back to, because I think we're all thinking about our lives, and especially like I said, like what did I used to do before this quarantine and what's it going to be like after the quarantine, and we've all had a lot of time to just think about who we are and our past and our future. It's just a really weird. So yeah, these songs will definitely make you dance and laugh and reflect.
Love it so much. Congratulations. It's so good to talk to you, Sarah.